Hey, what's up? Jay here, and today I'm going to cover the easiest way to make money with AI. No tech skills required whatsoever. It doesn't matter how good you are with computers. I'm going to show you how you can turn AI into money. All right. And so AI is exploding right now. There's no disputing that. And it's not going anywhere. Okay. No matter what your thoughts are on AI, it is not going anywhere. And there's a lot of talk of how AI is helpful. There's also a lot of talk of how AI might not be so helpful, like, for example, taking jobs, right? There's a lot of people concerned about that. But the people in the know, they are not concerned about AI taking their jobs because AI has actually created the easiest opportunity in history for everyday people like you and me to finally start a real business and make real money. Okay, so no theory, no hype. I'm actually going to show you exactly how you, right now, today, can use AI to start a very simple business. Okay, so it doesn't matter if you're not technical, it doesn't matter if you failed at other things before. And I'm actually going to show you how you can land your first paying client in days, okay, not months. And maybe this isn't your first time looking for an opportunity. Maybe you tried other things. You've also maybe been sitting on the sidelines of this whole AI kind of craze, if you will, saying stuff like, "Hey, I'm not technical enough," or "I don't have time to get into this because, my job or my family obligations." Or you're just worried about failing again. You tried other things and you're like, "Well, AI maybe is just another thing in the long list of things I've tried that I'll end up failing at." Okay. I'm here to tell you AI, okay? With AI, the game has changed, right? It takes complicated stuff that used to hold people back or trip people up and actually makes it very fast, simple, and beginner friendly. And so the key, though, is where do we go to turn the AI power into profit, if you will? And that's going to be small businesses, right? And so the question is, why small businesses? Well, there's over 30 million in the US alone. That's an older stat. Bottom line is there's new businesses being started every single day. So there's no shortage of clients, if you will, people that you can help using skills, right, to make money, right? They're just a never ending supply of them. And maybe even more importantly, most small businesses actually need the help. They're very stuck in the past. There's so many small businesses out there. They're running their business. They don't have time to dig into all this AI stuff. And by the way, there's millions of things out there about AI. It can be very, very confusing. It's very easy to get lost in knowing what to pay attention to and what not. Business owners are no exception to that because on top of all this stuff that they would potentially have to learn, they're busy trying to run their business. And so right now, their websites are outdated, their marketing is weak, and they're just struggling to compete, especially against other businesses that are starting to incorporate AI. And they're willing to pay. That's a very important thing whenever you're trying to start a business is your audience should be able to afford to pay you money, right? Because in the end, a business makes money, and that's our goal here. So small businesses are willing to pay, they have cash flow, and look, they need to invest in getting more customers. That is something that will never ever change. All businesses always want more customers, and when they combine with money to be able to fund that, right? Small businesses is the best place for us to take our AI skills, right, and apply to the opportunity. And so this is why small businesses, again, are the single best opportunity to build an AI powered business. And there's three ways that you can immediately help small businesses using AI. Okay. We like to call these the three pillars of AI agency arbitrage: brand, services, and people. Okay. Brand is exactly what it maybe sounds like, right? It's their online brand. It's what people see and say about a business, right? You can start by building their online brand. We can do AI generated websites and assets to help them in that category. Services, right? We can add reoccurring AI powered marketing services that can help us produce a steady monthly income. And then there's the people aspect, right? We can actually help them cut cost, cut overhead, and increase their sales by installing AI receptionists and appointment booking assistants. Now, it's not important that you understand what all that stuff is right now. Just understand that in these three areas, there's multiple opportunities for us to help a small business and in return get paid for that help. Okay. And the way we're going to get started, the way our foot in the door, right? Is you might be saying, "Hey, this is all great, but how do I even get started in this?" Well, it's about knowing what to start with, right? And by understanding the psychology of business owners, that will be the fastest way for you to get your foot in the door, get paid right away, and start building up a client base. The easiest way to look at this is, what is one of the first three things a business owner wants or gets after picking their business name, right? This is universal. As soon as they say, oh, you know what, I'm going to start a business and I think you know what, I'm going to name my business this. Well, in the next three things, the list of next three things on their priority list, one of them is a website. And you probably maybe already guessed that in your head. Regardless of their budget, most business owners want and get a website when they first get started. This is just what they naturally think needs to happen. For them to get customers, I need a website, right? But not all business owners budget or think about it that way when it comes to actual advertising. In fact, a lot of businesses, they'll go through the work of setting up everything else and getting ready to open their doors, and then they say, all right, I'm open for business, and they're like, oh wait, I need to figure out how to get people to show up into my business, right? I got to figure out how to get customers. And so advertising a lot of times gets put on the back. And so most SMMAs, right, marketing businesses, a lot of them ignore this psychology, right? And they try to go in guns a-blazing, offering these big packages of marketing services. Well, this goes completely against the normal psychology of a business owner, and therefore the average people out there struggle. Well, the reason why they struggle is because they ignore this natural psychology of websites versus services, right? Websites versus advertising. Websites are everything to the business. They're a business's first impression. And again, regardless of what you think or what they think, the natural tendency is, if I just have a website and open my business, customers naturally find me. And we know that's not true. But if we understand that psychology, we know that the best foot in the door is to start with the website, something that they care about, and then go from there. And look, it's an easy layup, not only because of the psychology, because if you look around most small business websites, they look like they were designed like 10, 15, 20 years ago, right? They load slow, they're outdated, they scare away potential customers. And so AI is going to change this, because you might have been saying, well, how do I help, right? I know nothing about websites. Well, that's the beauty. AI does. You don't have to know anything. AI does, right? And with a single prompt or command, you can actually build a beautiful modern website in minutes and show it to a business as proof, saying, hey, here's what I've done for you. Are you interested in this? Right? And we call this a results first strategy. It's not about begging for money or cold selling, right? You simply show them, right? It's not me saying I can do something. It's me saying, see, I've already done this. And the results speak for themselves. They have eyeballs. So it doesn't matter what my experience level is. If I've never built a website before, but I present this beautiful designed website and they see it, they're not worried about things I've done in the past, right? They just see what I've done right now for them, right? So it stomps out all the normal like fears and tendencies of, well, I've never done this before, or what if they ask me about my experience? It doesn't matter at that point, right? Because the results show them what you can do. And so from there, it makes it super easy for us to charge $500, $1,000, even $3,000 for that website. And we could add on some monthly hosts if we want, but we don't even have to complicate it. We just sell it at a one time, and that becomes very easy. And the reason why that's super easy is because they've already either paid for a more expensive website when they got it built initially, and or just the market dictates that websites are expensive. Like, these are the average prices, right? Anywhere from 3,000 all the way up to 10,000 and beyond. Okay, it's not uncommon for businesses to pay over $10,000 for websites. And so understanding this perspective makes it very easy for me to come in and know that I'm giving that business owner a great deal at 500, 1,000, or even $3,000 for a beautifully designed website. Okay, so it's all about perspective, knowing what they've already paid and or are willing to pay, and knowing that I'm coming in and going to have a significant cost savings for them. Again, makes it very easy to sell. Okay, and then the website's just the beginning, because once you help a business with their brand, they're naturally going to ask, or the conversation is easy to get started on what else you can do to help them, right? And that's where we can add in that second pillar, services, right? AI makes it simple to deliver services that bring them more customers and bring you more reoccurring monthly revenue. So the next natural tendency is like, hey, all right, now how I bring in more customers to see my beautiful website, just come into my door, use my services. Our services are very easy to layer on. And because we've already done phenomenal, great work that they've paid for the website, they're more willing to buy other stuff from us and have us help them with other things. And this is how we turn a single website into predictable stacked revenue that keeps stacking month after month. Okay. So what I want to do is let's, it's all great in theory. You might be saying, yeah, Jason, that sounds good, but there's no way possible that I could build a website. And, even then I don't know how to find these people. I don't know any of this stuff. So let's do this together. And I'm going to show you how simple it really is. Okay. So with that, let's go over. All right, here we are on Upwork, and everything I'm going to show you, each one of these sites, we're going to utilize 3 different sites that are going to help us. I just want to preface all this that they're all free to sign up with. Okay, they're all free to get started with. Okay, so we're actually going to start with Upwork, and if you don't know what Upwork is, it's just a place where, exactly as it says, connecting clients in need of freelancers to deliver. Basically, business owners with a variety of needs, whether that's marketing related, graphic design related, or like accounting related, any help a small business or someone needs, they can come to a site like Upwork. There's other sites like this. Upwork is the biggest, where they can post and ask for help, saying, hey, I need someone to help me with marketing. I need someone to help me with a website, right? And so we're going to take advantage of that by going somewhere where people are already asking for help. Okay, this is better than chasing down someone and not knowing, reaching out, cold and asking someone whether they need help or not. We can come right here and know that they already need our help. Okay, so all we're going to do is we're actually going to browse jobs. We want to see what people have posted asking for help. Okay, so we're going to explore recently posted jobs. Okay, now we can go through and search for different little categories and stuff. We're just going to come up here. We're going to search for jobs, right? That's what we're looking for. And we're just going to do web design. Here it is, web design. I'm just going to use one of the pre-filled in kind of categories, and we'll just take a look. And right away, here we go, website design and development for holy health lifestyle. So I just want to show you an easy example. I say easy example because this is someone asking for web design, and that's exactly what we're looking for. We're not looking for complicated things, okay? We are looking for very simple to understand. So again, you don't need a whole bunch of industry knowledge. I'm just looking for people asking for a website, okay? And so here we go. Let's just look at this one. Web design development for whole life lifestyle. We're looking for someone experienced in building healthcare wellness websites. And here's what they're looking for. They're literally telling me they're literally saying, hey, I'm looking for this kind of website. And here's what I want it to look like. Here's the different pages. Here's what I want the pages to say, okay? So I'm not even going to really read this in detail. I just want to show you how simple this is, okay? All I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just copy the whole entire post here that they're asking, right? Come down, the footer all the way down there. So I'm copying everything that they've said that they wanted. Now, I'm going to take this over to another site called lovable.dev. Again, it's free to sign up. And I'm just going to paste it in here. As you can see, it's just like a little command prompt area here. I'm just going to paste in what the project was. Now, all I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here. I'm going to space this down, and I'm just going to type, please build a website based on the following information. Okay, and I'm just going to look really quick. I'm going to remove this. I'm looking for someone who experienced building a website that they don't need to know. The website builder doesn't need to know that. Let's see. The following consists of okay. So all that, now I'm gonna leave in the rest. Okay, as you can see here, they're saying, hey, here's different things I'm suggesting about the site, and here's the content that I want. Easy. So all I've said, please build a website based on the following information. Now I'm gonna go ahead and just get that started. Okay, I'm just gonna submit it. And it's gonna go ahead and look at all that information and put together a plan. You can see here it's thinking, move my head out of the way. It's thinking, it's doing all of this stuff. I don't need and here it is, already like, hey, here's what we're going to do, telling me why it's going to build it a certain way. I don't care. I don't even need to know. I don't even understand half this stuff, right? And so all I'm going to do is let it do its thing. All right. So I'm actually now going to go over to our third site. It's called ChatGPT. ChatGPT is just a basic AI interface where I can ask questions, I get research done, but I can have it do all sorts of things for me. And one of them is build us a proposal script, right? So what we want to do is we're going to build the website, and then we want to respond to that post saying, hey, we can help you do this, right? In fact, let me show you what we've already built for you. That's exactly how we're going to use this approach. We're going to stand out because everyone else is going to say, hey, I can do this. but we're going to use our results first approach. We're going to go ahead and get out of the way this whole, well, whether they do it or can they not. We're going to go ahead and just show them, hey, here it is. So we're already going to stand out in front of everybody. So what we want to do is we want to package that. And look, I could spend all the time trying to type up the perfect response, but you know who's smarter than me? You know who's smarter than all of us? AI. AI can go and look out there into the world and say, all right, here's the best templates and the best structures to use for proposals to give the highest chance of winning a job, right? And so all I'm going to do now is do the same thing I did in level. I'm just going to paste the entire thing here. Okay. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come up, space it down, and now I'm going to say, please create an Upwork proposal based on the following project information. And now I'm going to add one more little thing. Also, I have already built a demo site to show them, demo site based on their project to show them what I can do for them. Please allow, add a part in the proposal. Please add a space in the proposal for me to put the link to the demo website. Okay. A little bit more complicated than what we just used, but obviously what you've seen there, what I wrote, very, very, very simple. Okay. And that's all. I left the entire project, copied and pasted. And look, it's already done it for me. Here's a polished Upwork proposal tailored to the project details you provided. Okay. And I provided the space for your demo link. And there it is. Hello, client name, right? I'd love the opportunity to build your blah, 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 blah. To show you exactly how I'd approach your project, I've already built a demo website based on your requirements and gave me the space to put my link. This demo gives you blah, 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 how I can help you, why work with me, all that. It's already done. So all I have to do is literally now just copy this entire thing, and I would bring that over to Upwork. And of course, if I was signed in, I would just submit this proposal. Okay. I would just submit this in. Okay. There would be a button that says for me to submit a proposal. I would just paste that in, obviously change it up how I need to, and insert my website link, and then be done with it. Right. And so let's check in really quick on our website, and it's done. It's done. So while we were doing our proposal, AI has built our entire website. Here it is right here. Look at this, a beautiful website in minutes. It already has all the pages that they've asked for. It's already done everything that they wanted, right? For providers, they asked for a provider page. All here. Insurance and billing. All here. Contact. All there. And so now all I would do is I'd come up here and hit publish, okay, down here. And then this link right here would be live. And I would just grab this link, put it in my Upwork proposal when I send it, and then send it. And look, I just showed you a very quick, simple me building the website. If we needed to make changes to it, okay, again, for the demo, submitting the proposal, we wouldn't need to. But if they said, hey, there's things you can do, we'll be able to do it in here. And so that's the beauty of this. When I send them this demo site, everyone else, they have to imagine what the other person could do for them. Even if the other people attach like other things from their past portfolio, they have to try to imagine, well, how would my site look like this? I've now delivered their site to them based on exactly what they asked. So now what they're doing is they're saying, I like this part. Maybe we would change this little part. Ooh, I do like this. They're already now imagining themselves in my website. So the website I built for them, so they're already associating their business with it, which again, already gives me a stronger chance of them just saying, yeah, let's just go with you. They already got it. I can just start making changes to it right away. Okay. And that's it. That's the simple process. And so look, you see how easy it is. If you can type, click a button and copy and paste, you can do this just like I told you. Okay. So what would stop you from doing this? Exactly what I just showed you. Well, you might say, well, I'm not good with technology. Well, you've seen how simple it was. I did nothing crazy. I did nothing. I have no advantage over what you could do. I didn't do anything crazy. There was no tips or tricks. You've seen it with your own eyes, right? And that's the beauty of AI. It handles all the technical side for you. AI has made that super easy for the everyday people like me and you. You might be saying, well, I don't have a lot of money to start. Well, as I said, everything I showed you is not only simple, right? But it's free, right? You've seen, for one, how simple it is. And nothing I did was complicated. All those sites that we use there, all those tools, they're free. Now, do they have paid plans? Yeah, absolutely. We can upgrade, which we would probably want to do anyway, right? If we're starting a business and investing in our business and want to get more money, more customers, right? We're going to end up upgrading those plans. But everything I showed you actually has a free plan for you to get started. Okay. And most importantly, it's all proven, right? Not only did you see it with your own eyes, but this is something that has just been working over and over again for others. Okay. So remember this as well, right? What we just did, okay, that's just one of the pillars, right? That's just the foot in the door that gets them to say, yeah, that sounds great. That's going to help me get the fast cash and the quick wins, right? But once you've done that, once you've gotten paid for that website, right? Now you have the trust, right? Now it's super easy for you to add reoccurring services that are going to pay you month after month, right? And then that's just two pillars, right? Now we have the third pillar and graduate into the people, right? Where we can look at actually massive cost savings inside the business. And again, increasing sales for that business by adding in people. We can add AI assistants. Again, it's going to save them thousands in monthly employee costs. And again, just have someone that's working for them 24/7 is going to help them make more money, right? So you have all three pillars there to help you continue building the business. And that's how you're going to go from a simple side hustle, right, to actually building it to replace your job income if that's what you want, to building true freedom. Whether you like your job or you don't, this is going to allow you to stack the revenue and give you the freedom to do and or have the things that you've always wanted to have and or wanted to do. Okay. And so look, I couldn't cover everything here, but my partner James and I, we've put everything inside our AI agency vault. Okay. It's a entire community that's going to basically give you complete training on the three pillars, right? So again, not just telling you what those three pillars are, but giving you all the details of each of them and expanding on that, right? Talking about how do we find businesses? What do we say to them? Again, what is it that we're offering them? What is our business based on? How do we grow our business? Covering all aspects of the brand, services, and people of the three pillars, all done for you. AI prompts and scripts. We give you all the commands. We give you all the templates. We give you all the scripts so you don't have to guess, right? There's no wasting time. We've set it up so there's no guessing. You just come in, use our proven methods, our proven scripts, and just execute. Okay. We also have weekly live Q&A so that you're never stuck. Literally actual coaches going live, people who are actually doing it, like Liddy there to answer any of your questions real time and share tips and tricks and insights. On top of that, we have a whole supportive community of others. Again, at this time, we have over 1,000 people in this community, just like you on the same journey. Okay. So look, that link's in the description below if that's something that you want to check out and take advantage of. Either way, this is the moment, right? AI is the biggest shift since the internet. And the people who act now, the people who take advantage now are going to be the ones that win big. And this is how you are going to use AI and start making money today, this week, this year, and change your life. All right. Hope this video is eye-opening. Let me know if you're trying any of this stuff down in the comments below, and or potentially I'll see you inside the AI agency vault. All right. Cheers.